we are talking of getting into the heart of Christ and abiding there. Abide means just remain there with minimum of any other thing disturbing your life. Just abide there. But for us, as we go to abide there, we are tempted now and then, or life circumstances happen so and so that we go back to the surface. And here again we are in tension, in what to do, and winning goals and objectives and all these things. These grip our minds. So every time you go to the surface, you will encounter various types of noises. Noises which is not only sound that comes into the ear, but the noises of the mind, the noises, emotions that go up and down, the body sensations that make you hungry and thirsty and have their urges, etc. So you are now enveloped in the noise. As you get into the heart of Christ and you're going deeper and deeper as the classes go, you will be more and more sensitive to the noises. You know yourself, I'm getting into noise, or you will say yourself, my gosh, what a noisy day it was, or what a disturbing day it was, because you will find that your joy is in being here, is in being in silence of the body, mind, spirit and heart. This is your resting place. This is your abiding place. And why is this your resting place and your abiding place? Because you are now in a place where everything is one. You are one with everything, and everything is one with you, and you are one with God, and God is one with you. This is the place, this is your home. So try to live at home as much as possible. And whenever you have to go out, tell yourself, I am now getting into the noise. And go into the noise. Don't throw it out, but tell yourself, you're consciously going into the noise. Tell yourself, and I will be with this noise. For example, you can say, okay, now Thanksgiving is coming, and I will be with the noise for 3 days. But you are gearing and you are deliberately going. What we are moving on is into consciousness, to be conscious of that you are deliberately and full choice, you are stepping into the sand. Your full choice. You're not going there by accident, or you're not going there because you're blind. You have chosen, I am going to have a Thanksgiving, and this will be the noise that I'll have to bear it. I'm going through it, but every time, even in that noise, I will come back to my home, look at it, and go back to the noise. So this spirituality is not about not having any meaning for what is going on in this life that we have had, but being conscious of what is happening and what you are allowing to happen. That consciousness is where you are the master of your life.
So you accept the noise, is what you're saying, Father? You would accept the noise?
No, you don't accept the noise.
You're
No.
not accepting the noise?
No.
We're just...
So what do you do? Huh?
You're aware of it.
You're aware of it.
Okay.
And you're deliberately going into it. You're not like, no, you're not, okay, you want to say that, you want to say your prayers and all. Then the noise comes. But here you're saying, I'm going to step into the noise.
Okay.
I'm going to the noise. Noise is not coming to me. So all our life, this is what the outside has dictated how we are going to behave. But rather you're saying, I'm going to now be going to gear myself, and I'm going to see how I'm going to deal with the noises. So you are in an awareness zone, and the noise that comes, therefore, you will you will encounter that noise with peace, because you have asked for it. But if you have not asked for it, then you'll resist the noise. You'll resist the noise, you'll get stressed out, you'll be this, you'll be that. But if you say this, for example, now I know that from 7 to 8 I have this noise of the class that is going on. So there's no resistance. I have accepted it. Every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, this is what I accept as part of my humanity. So it's my choice, and it is your choice to be here. So then in that choice, where you deliberately get into the noise, like is deliberately step from the beach into the water. It's not the water suddenly comes on you. So that's what I'm trying to bring to you. And that is why Jesus said so often, what did he say? Abide in me, remain in me as I remain in you. Remain in me as the Father remains in me and I am in the Father. And the Father and I are one. And I am one with you, and you and I are one. Let us in that oneness, this is what I said, the one. This is our home. May remain at home as long as you want. Remain at home as deeply as you want. Step out when you have to step out, but always come back home. And with this lesson, I'm going to give you a mantra. And I will tell you what Doreen has done with this mantra. So this is the thing I want to keep in your heart for a long, long time. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. This now is something which you make it a platform for your life. And keep on repeating it a million times till you say, I got it, I don't need to repeat it. Or it will by itself lose its meaning to you, because it then becomes part of your existence. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. When I was going to the VA, I offered them this prayer 3 or 4 times. I said, just say this prayer, just say this prayer. They loved this prayer, all the people who were there, disabled and broken down and about to die and all. They said, it gives them a great happiness just to say that over and over again. And for your information, because this was a public revelation, Doreen, after she learned this lesson, she every evening for 5 or 10 minutes, she has a mat she puts on the ground, and there's written, one of them is, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. And she has put 2-3 candles, and she remains in front of those candles every evening. So that's her. And she said, I feel so nice, you know. This is very, very good for all of us, because which of us has not gone through a period of their life when we felt we were not loved? Which of us has not gone a period of our life when we felt rejected, felt dejected and all? Which of us has not gone through this? And this has created great scars in our psychological being. And these scars sometimes they remain and fester there. So this is a healing prayer or healing mantra, which I would really say, if in case you want to bring healing to yourself, just say it in the morning, say it in the evening, say it at supper time, say it at noon time, say it every time. And as you keep on repeating this, you will feel yourself that I want to I want to be here. This will be a place where you'll return over and over and over again. So life, you have something, you go to the office and something happens there, and there is a, what is that? Your salary is reduced, something like that. But this will never be reduced. This will be a source of your strength. This will be a source of power. This will be a source of. Now, we can look at it in another way. Who is the one who is always loving non-stop?
God.
God. He's called Father. The Father is always loving. And who's the one who's forever loved? The Son. The Son. So you're doing the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm loving, I'm a loving Father, I'm the Son that is loved, and there's the Holy Spirit that is lovable forever. So actually it becomes, you can replace those words that we say in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. You can say, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. You can make that into a beautiful prayer. I mean, it's a beautiful prayer. I might have said this about million times, so it becomes and as you do it, you will get different meanings. First, when I do it, I was only doing this. Then it came to me, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Then it came to me, the consciousness in me, loving that which is unconscious in me, and making me feel lovable, because the consciousness is loving the unconsciousness, and I'm aware of it. So you have conscious, the unconscious, and the awareness, the trinity of these three things. Again, you give another meaning to that. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. So try it, my dear friends, and you see how your world will change. Any questions on this? So, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever is the truth that sets us free. Live in that truth. In this truth, again, the fruits of this living in this truth will be, first, truth is peace. The peace that the world cannot give, because you're stepping into the trinity of love, loving, and lovableness forever. You're stepping into that. When you get into this, you will have a feeling of abundance. Because this is what the heart wants. This is what our soul wants. All the other things, they come and go. So neediness disappears. And this is true. This is true. Neediness disappears. We do not know how we suffer from neediness. But you get into that, and how like as if you are not walking on this earth when neediness goes away from you. No need. And that's the meaning of that beautiful word when Jesus says, whoever loves mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, whoever needs these things is not worthy of me. So one thing is to love, the other thing is to need, and think that you need something to fulfill you. You need something to make you who you are. No, you have been created fully, totally, complete and abundant without needing anything at all. have sought in all the wrong places. Here alone do I abide. Here alone do I remain. I am that one existing before all the worlds. That alone is the truth about me. That is your truth. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever is the truth of who I am. I have no needs, I have nothing, I have nothing. And look at the birds of the air. They need to eat the worms, but it is given to them. Come on, go and eat. It is given to them. They don't have to, they neither store in the barns, nor do they gather, nor do they harvest, nor do they do that. If God can take care of all the sparrows, what about us? When you say to yourself, I'm loved, I'm lovable, and I'm loving forever, and you keep on saying it to yourself in a circular way, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. Just say it in your mind for 1 minute. Okay? Now, as you kept on repeating in your mind, did any other thought enter in? No. As you kept on saying this in your mind, did you say, I'm loved, but? As you kept on saying, I'm lovable, if? No but, if, ands come in the way when you say this thing. You don't say, I'm loving but, I'm lovable if. You don't say all that, you don't say all that, you don't say all that. Why? Why? You know why? Because you have hid the truth about yourself. So there is nothing to add to it. I'm lovable but no. So your whole psyche and your whole being says, this is the truth about me. I'm loved, I'm loving, I'm loving. No if, and, or buts. Because for everything in our life there is if, and, or buts. I'm rich, but I'm loved by my husband, but I have a baby and all this thing. No, I have a boat and I'm going for a tour or I'm going for a cruise. If. So most of our life we have if, ands, and buts. But for this statement, as I left you free to go through it, you yourself did not experience any if, and, or buts. So isn't this therefore a purest form of communication with yourself, with the whole of creation, and with God? It's a pure communication technique. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable for myself, because there is no, you don't say, I'm lovable if. No. So feed yourself on that. So this is the food of life.
It's kind of like that's when you're abiding with God. When you're saying that, is you're there.
You're
at
there.
that place.
And you just can't think or feel or, you're lacking nothing. And what you're doing is you're proclaiming the truth, and the truth will set you free. I want you to again make another tour of this. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. Okay? Just think of it for another 15 seconds. 15 seconds are over. Now, did it enter into your mind as you were saying that? I'm not getting it. Why did you not say that? I'm not getting it. I'm not. There was a perfect. I'm loved. I'm loving. I'm lovable forever. You just accepted it without knowing the meaning. Nothing. You said you did say I'm loved, but I don't know the meaning of it. I don't know what it means to be loved. I don't know. So what you're getting into is a real knowledge of yourself that you had kept hidden for so long. Now comes a perfect recognition of who I am. And in that recognition, your whole being says, yeah! In that recognition of who I am, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever, comes a recognition. And that recognition then gets into a mode in which you self-embrace yourself with all the love that you can give yourself. You cannot love anybody until you love yourself. So this saying over and over again makes you to love yourself as you have never loved before. And now you did it for 15 seconds, you do it for 30 and do it for 40. So you come to know more and more of yourself. You don't need to get it. You don't need to understand it. You don't need there is no room for if and or buts. No room for that. It doesn't happen. You don't even think of, okay, I'm loved, I'm loving. What's the meaning of that? You didn't ask. I'm loved, I'm loving, I'm loving. I hope I can understand it better. No. You somehow gripped it and it came to you because that's where you are. So, begin therefore to create a space, and as I told you at the beginning of the class, when you step into the noise, keep this in your pocket. Now I'm going into the noise which I have chosen to go, but I'm going with this packet with me. So put it in your pocket, put it here. The 3 L's, I'm loved, I'm loving, I'm lovable, and I'm going into the pocket. And you encounter the noise and all these things deep inside. You are operating in that atmosphere fully one. You're fully one. One with the whole universe, one with what is happening there, one with God, one with a neighbor, but much more one with yourself. And that's the meaning of to rest in the truth. You don't need to know the meaning of the truth. You don't need to have if and or buts in the truth. The truth is truth is truth is truth. You rest in the truth. So, you can read this now. Use these words as a stairway to descend away from the world of your creation. Just leave it and let it go. Descend from that world to the depth of perfect peace. Then, use these words repetitiously, but when you become distracted and the ego whelms you, and you find yourself in the grip of the illusory world, take out this but, it's a mistake. I'm sending you this. I think you already got it. You know, I gave you all the 3.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so you have this lesson with you. Lesson number 1, 2 and 3. I added one, so you'll find it there if you see your computer. So, and you find yourself in the grip of the illusory word, reach into your pocket and touch those three words. I am loved, I am loving, and I am lovable forever. That's the truth. This is a simple vibrational doorstop to take away your awareness from the unreal to the real. When you touch perfect peace, you will want more of it. You will long to dissolve your thinking mind and rest into the peace. Learn to be grounded in the source of your being, in the ocean of peace, and forsake your thinking mind. So, are you therefore set in your mind and convinced and telling yourself, I am now declaring myself as lovable, loving, and loved forever. I am declaring to myself, and I love this feeling that I get right from the toes of my body to the hair on my head, the feeling of deep gratitude, of peace, of joy, of holiness, of oneness, of indestructibility, of not needing anything, of being whole and entire within myself, no hollowness anywhere, no desires, nothing. And I therefore become something in which desires have left me just by saying these three magic words. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. I'm consciousness, I'm awareness, and I'm just forever. I am the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit forever. Do not visit this place, for it does you no good if you not abide there. So, you learn to abide and abide and abide. So how are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? So, don't do it. Don't do it, because it is your being. So now you have to say, I'm going to be. I'm going to be love, I'm going to be loving, and I'm going to be, not going to be, I am. I am loved, I'm loving, I'm lovable. I am. I'm not going to do something to be loved. Those days are over. I'm not going to do something in order to be lovable. Those days are over. That thought feeling is over. It's thrown into the dustbin and it gave us so much trouble. I am. So when I ask you the question, what are you going to do that, you should look at my face and say, Father, you've gone mad. You have to do nothing. You have to do nothing to be what we are. The moment you start doing something, then you're doing something to be what you are not. I am not lovable, therefore I have to do something to be lovable. Mess! I'm not loving, so I have to do something to be loving. Mess! You don't have to do okay, let me look at Corinne. Corinne, what do you have to do to be a woman?
Just be one.
Be one. You have to do nothing to be a woman. End of story. That's the reality. You don't have to do anything I don't have to do anything to be a man. That's my reality. So why don't I live the reality? My reality. So what I'm loving, I'm lovable is your way of saying I'm living my reality. That's me. So I don't have to try to be a man. I don't have to try to be a woman. It's a foolishness. So and therefore, if that is your truth and your reality, and you're living in that reality, you're living into that I am, that you say I am, I am, I am. You're not saying I will do. I am. And who's the I am? I am is another word for God. And you are using the same word for yourself. Okay. So I am loved, I am loving, I am lovable. this is the mode that we are using to abide as Christ. This is the mode. To get into this mode, you have to do nothing, because that we are saying, I am. And if you get into this, if you realize it and begin to grasp it and begin to make it and begin to appreciate your reality, then actually you will need nothing. If you do this, if you repeat this and you recognize yourself like this, then you recreate within yourself. What do you recreate within yourself? The Father created us according to His own image and likeness. So you create within yourself the image of the Father in you, because you're His image. So you create within yourself the image of, He created you as His image. You forgot about it. Now you're only bringing that reality in front of you and say, yeah, this is who I am, and I love who I am, and I'm loving who I am. This exercise that I gave you, as you keep on becoming, not doing, be coming, not doing. You're becoming. Getting into this becoming mode of life, getting more and more deeply, this is, I'm becoming, I'm becoming, I'm becoming, I'm becoming, I'm becoming. So this portion of your being, of becoming, will last for all eternity. There will be no end to it, because God is infinite, and you'll be traveling into that. I'm loved, I'm living and loving, and you'll get more and more and more and more and more. It'll never stop. Never stop. So why not start it early in your life, right now? In order to do this, you will find something that will leave you. Because this thing gives you so much of peace. Something will leave you, and if it does not leave you, then you know you're not here. So what will leave you? The desire to be in the right. Most people have a big war with that. They want to be in the right and nothing but in the right. I am in the right, so I want my rights to be upheld. So that desire to be in the right moves out. Even if you're in the right, you love this peace so much that you don't, not that you will allow people to walk over you. You don't, that's becoming a doormat. You don't become a doormat. You become a person of peace. And because the peace loves you, you love the peace so much, you tell yourself, I prefer to be happy than to be right. your desires to grab at the desires to grab at the right, I'm in the right, you're in the wrong, is out. It will diminish its hold on you. You will not feel the necessity to cling out to be in the right. Second thing that will leave you is support of others. So you're doing something and you say, and you feel yourself, this is my paraphrase, you feel something that says, this is a door that God is opening for you, and you want to step into the door, and as you step into the door, you get these things where I need nothing, I'm recreated in the image of the Father, and I get that peace. Then you say, I will go forward no matter what. I don't need the support. You will not feel, you need the support, but you will not feel the need for support. If it comes, great. If it doesn't come, doesn't matter. The need for I need support, I can't do it myself, who am I? I'm an ordinary guy. No. The door is open for you as an ordinary guy. So step into that as an ordinary guy and do the ordinary work that you're supposed to do. So you will not need, you will feel yourself withdrawing from the support of anyone else, because this is a job that you have. Next thing you will find, all your thoughts, all your judgments, all your condemnation and all your opinions that you have had of anyone or anybody, of any group of people or anyone in the past, will slowly be washed away from you. So you might have had a grudge against Mr. Tom somewhere, but now as you get into this one automatically takes a back seat, because this becomes now, your eyes are looking there. Okay, he whatever, that guy, he bit my butt. Okay, let him bit my butt. I'm going this side. I'm not moving out from there. I'm going in this direction, so I don't care. So this is what you will the thoughts that you have of your grandmother or wife or mother or daughter or son will now not be so important. They will lose their importance, they lose their grip. Your thoughts, your judgment, your condemnation and opinions will lose their hold on you. Don't you want to live this kind of life where these things have lost their hold? You don't have to pay a psychiatrist to do all these things. It is there in our Bible. So become therefore perfectly empty. Get into this, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. In the perfect emptiness of your being. That's what Jesus tells us. And I think, somewhere in the Old Testament it says, be still and know that I am the Lord. Be still. The meaning of be still is here. No thoughts, no judgment, no condemnation, no opinions of anyone. No need of support of anyone. No need of anybody leaving me or coming to me. This is I'm still. And I know that here is my whole, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable with every step that I take. That is more important. Another thing that will lose its grip on you is you will suddenly find a life without ambition and without goal. A life without ambition. Imagine you, last week was the story of Zacchaeus, and he had to climb up the tree. And why did he climb up the tree? Because he was a guy who had amassed a lot of wealth, neediness. He was greedy. He was embezzling. He was taxing. He was just making money hand over fist. Zacchaeus looks at him. Well, all the other people were saying, that's the monkey up the tree. He's an evil man. He doesn't deserve to look at Jesus. And Jesus looks at him and calls him by name. Zacchaeus, come down. The whole crowd kept quiet. And Zacchaeus jumped down like a monkey, because at that time Zacchaeus felt deep in his heart, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. And when he felt that, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever, you know what? He dropped all these things. He said, all the wealth that I have, anyone I've cheated for $100, I'm willing to give him $400. I've cheated you for $4,000, I'm going to give you $16,000. He just threw the money away. Oh, because that voice which says, Zacchaeus, come down, I'm going to live in your house for the whole day. In front of all the other guys, suddenly this evil person was embraced. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. And Zacchaeus might have been a totally different man from that day, because he accepted that invitation to be loved and loving and lovable forever. So, where was I before the story began? I don't know. Okay. One more thing that will go away from you. This is the last thing that I want to say, not for today, but one more thing that will go away from you. You will not believe. You will stop asking God for anything. What do we ask God for? We ask God for wealth, for money. What do we ask God for? For good health. What do we ask God for? Something that will pass away. But when you get this, I'm loved, I'm loving, I'm lovable forever, you've got everything. Nothing more to ask for. You know what is left? Just things to be thrown away. Just things thrown away. If you want to follow me, you have to hate your mother, your father, your brother, your wife, and all these things. Throw all these relationships, all this money, and all the things and your possession, and throw them out, and then come follow me. So, have you, as you say this prayer, I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable, you will find yourself, therefore, I'm not advocating that you throw all your wealth out or burn your house. What I'm advocating is, you will feel the necessity of these things less and less. And whatever you have, you will give gratitude to God, and you will be a person now of compassion and saying, yeah, I have some spare cash, I can give it here, I can give it there. And so that grows in you, because now I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. And deep in your heart, your compassion will grow to such an extent that you will want to tell others, you know, why you have got so many problems? Why don't you think of this? You're loved, you're loving, you're loving. You will teach it to others. Because it has moved so much in your life, you will teach others, and then they will say, what? Yeah, you'll explain to them how it has worked in your life and how it has brought about you to be the being that God created you to be, rather than to be the being that everybody expects you to be. You're not come here for that. Once I was I was walking in Montrose, and I had a bag with me. And there was a thin lady with a white dress. You know, those dresses that they used to wear some years ago, like a blouse and skirt like this, and thin legs. And so I'm walking, and then I stopped, and she also stopped. After some time, I stopped and I said, "Why are you following me?" So, but she might have been in her 60s or something like that. So he says, what were you saying all the time? You were saying something, you were saying something. I want you to tell me what you were saying. I said, how did you know that I was saying something? He said, there was something about you that told me to ask you what you were saying. And I told her I was saying this. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. And she says, I think you believe what you're saying. Yeah, and I think, I told her, that it transferred it to you. Now, are you going to say, oh yeah, oh yeah. So that's the whole value of that. You know, that energy that goes, and it happened to 2 or 3 people. They didn't follow me, but they came to know that something is happening, and I must get into what is happening here. So, and you will find that with some other people, and other people will find that in you as you become more and more transparent to what is happening in your life. That is your. In this, I'm loved, I'm loving, I'm lovable, is the beginning and the end of your whole being. I'm the alpha and the omega of your life. Today, one child, you know that Bob O'Leary, he comes and locks up all the doors and all of the church and all, that's one job he does. In the evening he comes around 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock and sees that this door is locked. And he's got a daughter maybe 7 to 8 years old. And that daughter was speaking to her grandmother. And she told her grandmother, what must I do in order to marry Father Nelson? And the mother came and asked me, you know, she's asking, how can she marry you? So, today I met her again. She comes for CCD class, you know. So I met her again. I said, how are you doing? Good. And she's asking me, put her your mouth close to my nose, ears, and says, I'm still your angel, no? I said, yeah, of course. I said. So can you see that I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever? So that becomes a kind of a echo. People echo that back to you, especially children and innocent people. They get that you are walking in that love and lovable and lovableness, and it goes out, and then they come and ask you, am I your angel still? Yeah. What she's asking is, am I loved, am I loving, and I'm lovable by you? So this becomes an experience of your life. The more reality that you give to it. Okay. And I end this class by giving you not only these words, but every word or thought. let it never remain a word or a thought. So we have these three words. I'm loved, I'm loving, and I'm lovable forever. They are words. But behind those words, you have to convince yourself, I want to experience these words. I want the experience of these words. I want the experience of these words. And so often one of my prayers is, oh God, till now you're nothing. You're nothing to me. You're nothing to me. You're only a word. You're only a word. I want to experience you. I want to experience you. Don't remain a word in my life. God. What the heck is God? Just a sound. Makes no thing at all. But is it an experience? Is it something? I'm loved, I'm loving, I'm lovable. Are there three words that I'm going to say as a word? Or am I going to give myself the experience of this? I'm loved. What is the experience of being loved? Beyond the experience of sex and affection and all, what is the experience of being loving? What's the experience of being lovable? What is the experience of that? And more than saying those words over and over again, it is living in the experience of those words deeper and deeper and deeper. I'm lovable. I want to experience it. What's the meaning of to be lovable? And get into the experiential mode of it. Get into. If you do not experience it, this whole thing is just a waste of time and a waste of breath. So experience is what matters more than anything else. Experience. And when we meet people and talk to them, you will then begin to, once you give yourself permission to experience love, loving, lovable, and the words that you speak. And the words. So when you say, for example, it's a beautiful day, what's the meaning of that? Is it a word or is it an experience? It's an experience. You're experiencing it in your body, so you know what you're talking about. So don't therefore now say or say any word of which you don't know what you're talking about. And so you'll be very careful of what words you speak, or you will say that word was a hollow word because I have not experienced it. And only that experience, we can say words without giving the meaning of that. I can say to Ephraim, till the cows come home, you know, Ephraim, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. After some time, say, it's boring, Father, it's boring. And that is what happens. But if I can say, without a sound, I can transfer the experience to him that he is loved, he is loving, and is lovable forever. And so I transfer it to him. I'm giving him my experience of love, loving, and I'm parceling it there. That is called communication. Communication is not through words, it's in the sharing of experiences. And the whole spirituality course, as I told you right from the beginning, is a sharing of my personal experience with you. Thank you and good night.
Good night, Father. Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
See you next week.
Actually, Father, we're not going to be here next week.
3. So shall we have class then? Because 3 are not there. Shall we have class next week or cancel next week class?
Just record it.
Huh?
Don't cancel it because of us.
No,
Whatever
3
you
of you,
think
it's a quite a big
Whatever
number.
works best for you.
We are only 6. Okay, next week no class.
So the next week is Thanksgiving Eve, though.
Next week is Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I mean, I can still meet, but.
No, the following week is Thanksgiving.
I think
We're doing the 28th.
27th, 28th. It's the last,